I can't believe how we've lost sight of what's true. That hemp is a gift from nature given to me and you. Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spend. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes, the founding fathers make sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. Think of all its uses, it's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses, it's time for hemp. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be. It's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap. Using cars and cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car out of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as it's meant. Right now it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. Thomas Jefferson spoke those words. He knew the value of these words. Yeah, yeah. It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to make a strong stand. Yes, we can.
I know we can.
We can make a difference. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Just like birds of a feather,
We can work together.
and lift the hemp ban. Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they've spent. Take another look and take some.
Some time for him.
Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp, yeah.
Time for him.
Hey, yes we can.
Time for him.
Oh, oh, oh,
Time for him.
yeah, yes we can.
Time for him. Time for him.
Yes, it is. It is time for hemp. Thank you for tuning in to the big broadcast today. I am your host, Casper Leitch. And if you get a chance, please visit timeforhemp.news and check out all of the new videos and audios and blog posts that we have up there, all free to download and share with your friends. Well, on April 22nd, 2026, Cannabis was rescheduled, and that is quite exciting to say the least. But at the same time, it leaves a lot of questions in the air. There's a lot of misinformation going out and about around the internet. And how does it affect different states? Some states currently have legal cannabis. Some states don't. Some have only medical cannabis available for patients, no recreational. Some have both. And there's a lot of questions that need to be addressed. And so I think that's what we're going to do on today's broadcast. We're going to take a peek into the new rescheduling of medical cannabis and its impact on businesses, on patients, on researchers, on farmers and shop owners and people who are engaging in commerce with this plant. And of course, we're also going to take some time to listen to some groovy tunes here on the big broadcast. But before we listen to a couple of groovy tunes, let's take a moment and listen to a CBS News broadcast and see how the mainstream media reported on this amazing event.
Now to a major shift in federal marijuana policy. For the first time since the dawn of the war on drugs in 1970, the federal government has reclassified the drug from most dangerous downward into a less dangerous category. What does it mean? CBS News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. John LaPook joins us. All right. Doesn't mean it's federally legal.
Correct.
But it is a big change. What does it mean?
It changes the classification from Schedule 1 with drugs like heroin that have no accepted medical use and a lot of potential for misuse to Category 3 with drugs like Tylenol with codeine that definitely have medical uses, but much less, not zero, but much less potential for misuse. Now, I spoke to a psychiatrist this afternoon who does a ton of research on weed, and he is really excited about this because he says it's been tough for him to get a hold of cannabis to do the research, and this should make it easier.
Okay, so they're going to do more research.
Right.
This will make it easier. What do we already know about the risk benefits of cannabis consumption?
Well, there are FDA-approved uses. For example, there are some forms of epilepsy that it's used for. There's nausea and vomiting from chemotherapy, and then there's HIV/AIDS associated loss of appetite. But there are risks, okay, including psychiatric, cognitive, there's dependency that can happen. There's a severe form of nausea and vomiting that can occur. It crosses the placenta and it can affect the fetus, and it also is in breast milk. So it's not like today's announcement is saying, okay, now it's safer. It says nothing about safety. But what it does do is open up the avenue for more research so we can really better get our arms around the pros and the cons.
After the Attorney General signed off on rescheduling, President Trump was in the Oval Office and he had this to say.
If you want to talk about rescheduling while we're here, just say what you're doing and the progress that you've made.
Right. Well, Mr. President, today is another promise made, promise kept day. On December 18th, you signed an executive order on increasing medical marijuana and cannabidiol research. And today we delivered on that promise. The acting attorney general this morning signed an order that moves into Schedule 3 medical marijuana products that are FDA approved or that are state licensed. This is a giant move forward to implement your promise, and it's actually a campaign promise that you made. You said we're going to move into Schedule 3 to increase the research on these medical products. And just wanted everyone to know that, one, you make promises, you keep them, and two, what does Schedule 3 mean for state licensed medical marijuana products? We will begin implementation right away of this order. It does not legalize marijuana. It makes it easy for the researchers to actually study and understand medical marijuana, especially in populations that are using it. We know that 1 in 10 seniors right now use medical marijuana in the past year, and they report that it really helps them, but we don't have the science or the understanding to guide the patients and the doctors, and so both patients and doctors are flying blind without knowing how they interact with other medications because the research has been difficult to do. And so your promise today says those state licensed medical marijuana products are now in Schedule 3, and we expect the research to significantly increase so that we can understand how to guide patients and doctors in this effort. And there will be additional actions that will come this summer to do an expedited hearing for the administrative hearing in the Department of Justice for all of marijuana to move into Schedule 3.
And the military is very happy about it, and a lot of people suffering from big problems, which this seems to be the best answer. They're very happy about it. So the rescheduling is starting, and that's a big thing, rescheduling. They kept saying, what about the rescheduling? And so, great job, I appreciate it. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Howard Kessler. He's one of the most successful men in the world, actually, and he had some medical difficulties, and he came upon this by accident in a way, and he said, wow, he had to go through a lot of different medications, and he said this was the one that was much better than anything else. And so he experienced it. He didn't benefit by it other than from the standpoint that he lives a much better life now. So hopefully you don't need it, but if you do need it, I hear it's the best of all the alternatives. But I want to thank Howard Kessler and Michelle Kessler. They really pushed this very hard. These are two people, very straight arrows. They're not into marijuana. They're not into anything. But he found this answer, and he said, he's doing it for other people. And so Howard and Michelle probably, they're watching or they'll be hearing about it. But they worked very hard to get this done. And it's an honor, and you've done fantastically. You all have, and I appreciate it. And
1,000 faces. Clock hands crawling hospital places. White coats talking in careful degrees, while hope waits quiet in a simple green leaf. It ain't loud, it don't brag or boast, just does its job when you need it most. It don't knock you sideways, don't steal your name, don't turn your nights into borrowed shame. Just eases the volume, softens the noise, lets the mind unclench, lets the body rejoice. Like a back road easing off the interstate, you still arrive, just not so late.
It's a little leaf with a lot of power, measured in minutes, relief in hours. Not chasing clouds or running away, just standing upright through another day. No magic cure, no silver claim, just honest help without the pain. Yeah, little leaf with a lot of power, giving life back hour by hour. For the hands that shake in a checkout crowd, for the joints that argue with every stare, for the breath that tightens in thin cold air. It doesn't promise the world will change, just makes the world a little less strange.
Funny how truth keeps slipping through cracks, while fear gets framed as a matter of fact. They called it danger, they called it wrong, but the calendar kept proving them long gone. Turns out the myth was heavier weight than the plant they locked behind the gate.
It's a little leaf with a lot of power, measured in minutes, relief in hours. Not chasing clouds or running away, just standing upright through another day. No magic cure, no silver claim, just honest help without the pain. Yeah, little leaf with a lot of power, giving life back hour by hour.
Smile find its way back home. Seen a man stop feeling so damn alone. He didn't change who he was inside, just stopped fighting a needless fight. When the body rests, the spirit learns how to carry life without the burn. So let's quit pretending we don't understand. This isn't rebellion, it's a helping hand. There's room for reason, room for grace, room for science to meet real human pain. If mercy grows where the truth is allowed, that's a little leaf with a lot of power.
It's a little leaf with a lot of power, measured in minutes, relief in hours. Not chasing clouds or run away, just standing upright through another day. No magic cure, no silver claim, just honest help without the pain. Yeah, little leaf with a lot of power, giving life back hour by hour. I see a new horizon in the rising sun. Homes built strong for everyone. From seed in the soil to the walls we raise, turning green dreams into modern days. We've been building high on borrowed ground. Now a better way is breaking out. From open fields to city lines, there's a smarter way by design. Grows grows back fast, respects the land. Nature's gift right in our hands. It's not a myth, it's solid truth. A future built by roots improved. We're building our future on a hemp foundation. Strong, sustainable generation. Homes that breathe, cities that stand, filled with hope. Grown from the land, sing it loud, feel the vibration. We're building our future on a hemp foundation. Strength beneath your feet, fire resistant, mold free too, cleaner air coming through. What was banned is now the key to building homes responsibly. Fiber beams and insulated stone, feels like shelter, feels like home. Less waste left along the way, more tomorrow, less decay. It's not about tearing down the past, it's building something made to last. We're building our future on a hemp foundation. Strong, sustainable generation. Homes that breathe, cities that stand, filled with hope. Grown from the land, sing it loud, feel the vibration. We're building our future on a hemp foundation. Towns come alive, local hands help dreams survive. Seeds of change in every row. Watch the green economy grow. What was ignored, misunderstood, now stands tall like it always should. So lift your voice and pass it on. Cleaner way to carry on. From small town streets to city pride, we build tomorrow side by side. This isn't just a hopeful sound, it's a future rising from the ground. We're building our future on a hemp foundation. Strong, sustainable generation. Homes that breathe, cities that stand, filled with hope. Grown from the land, sing it loud, feel the vibration. We're building our future on a hemp foundation.
The rescheduling of cannabis does have a big impact on how business is now being done in the cannabis industry and how research is being done. Kim Rivers, founder of True Leaf and the CEO of True Leaf, had this to say when asked if the rescheduling was a benefit to her company.
Absolutely. It means that we finally in America are turning the page on decades and decades of, just incorrect classification. Cannabis has been Schedule 1, which is alongside heroin, for years, and now it moves to a Schedule 3, which means that we can do actual research using the products that millions of Americans in 40 states are ingesting today and using in their healthcare journey.
President Donald Trump has fast-tracked the reclassification of marijuana from a Schedule 1 drug to a Schedule 3 substance.
Yeah, big deal, not just for cannabis users, but also the industries that have been built up around it. And today, we have joining us an expert. Shannon Donnelly is a professor in the School of Hospitality at MSU Denver, but also you have a lot of experience in the world of cannabis in Colorado from having owned a business and having done regulation work. Thank you, Shannon, for being here. This is a big deal, right? It's and we're talking medical marijuana, not recreational.
Correct. Yes, we're talking about medical marijuana, and it is revolutionary here in the United States.
And what is President Trump's executive order says? What exactly? What does it mean to move from a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3?
Yeah, so what it means is that the federal government is actually saying that there is medicinal value in the cannabis plant, which means that what we know here in Colorado, that there's a thriving medical industry, will now be a federally legal industry. It also opens the way for tax relief and research on the cannabis plant.
And this has a trickle-down effect. This isn't just going to affect the cannabis industry, right? I mean, we're talking hospitality, tourism, even food service. What kind of effects do you think you'll see, and how quickly?
So it's not going to be very quick. We still have to have many federal organizations make moves to actually make this happen. But in the next 2 years, we're going to see big impacts to seniors, also big impacts to pharmacies. Are they going to be actually able to sell cannabis products? And then also to our cannabis businesses who are going to get immense amount of tax relief because of this change to Schedule 3.
Colorado is so far ahead on so much cannabis policy already. What do you think this looks like here, where a lot of stuff we're kind of past this, right? Like, I mean, it's big, but is it big for us?
So it is big for Colorado still, because we have been federally illegal, whether we were medical or adult use. The idea that now the federal government says yes to medical marijuana is going to be big in Colorado. We may see a surge in new medical patients, which has had drops over the last 10 years. We also are going to see cannabis businesses that are going to have a lot more cash flow. So they may be more investing in their communities, into employees, as well as into their marketing and branding. So not just cannabis businesses, but some of the ancillary businesses will also be affected by this.
I wonder if then the price will drop, right? If they're getting tax credits, do you think they will then, share that with their customer base?
I do think that we're going to see a drop in products because businesses are making more money, so they have more margins to actually have lower prices. But we also are going to see probably a surge in traffic. We now have stigma going down. We have the federal government saying, hey, this is good for anyone, but specifically, this is going to be great for the senior population. So I think we're going to have a new group of individuals who are now entering dispensaries and now using these products for their benefit and the state's benefit.
Good point.
What about I interviewed a professor at CU just a few weeks ago about cannabis research and what we're learning about potency. Again, I don't know how this translates between like recreational and medicinal, but what are we going to see happen now that like federally we're on the same page?
Yeah, so what's going to be really interesting around research is it's going to be so much easier to research this plant. Even though we've had medical marijuana in Colorado for over 2 decades, we only see a little bit of research coming out of here. But what we're actually going to see is even more at the federal level than we've even allowed in Colorado for medical research. Things like anxiety and depression and PTSD and cancer are going to be a huge focus on how medical marijuana can actually help and sometimes even solve these conditions. That's what we heard from the executive order yesterday in the conference.
Wow. That's huge. Thank you for the context, because I think you heard the headline and we're like, we're in Colorado. What does that have to do with us? But good information there. Thank you.
From ancient times, the plant has grown, a gift from earth we've always known. Its fiber strong, its seed so fine, a treasure trove for humankind. Sails for ships and paper too, hemp built a world we once knew. Through history's pages, its value's clear. Let's bring it back, the time is here. It's time for hemp. It's time to see a future built sustainably. No need for waste. Let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across this land. Whoa, 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 hey, hey, hey. Whoa, hey, hey, hey. An acre yields what forests can't. A greener choice, this mighty plant. No poison sprays, just fertile ground. A better way we finally found. Henry Ford's car, a marvel made. From hemp's design, the plans were laid. Food and fuel, a farmer's friend. Its promise grows, it knows no end. It's time for hemp. It's time to see a future built sustainably. No need for waste. Let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across clothes, for homes, for ropes to bind. Its use is vast, its purpose kind. It's time to lift the bands we've set and break the chains of our regret. A thriving world, a brighter day. Let's choose the hemp and lead the way. It's time for hemp. It's time to see a future built sustainably. No need for waste. Let's make a stand. It's time for hemp across this land.
There's a whisper in the garden where the soft leaves sway. A quiet little healer with a lot to say. It's been traveling through time like a long lost friend, showing up right on cue when the body needs to mend. It's the calm in the chaos, the ease in the ache, a gentle kind of medicine no lab couldn't make. From the tremble in the night to the pain that hits, it steps in soft spoken saying, let me handle this. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis, lifting up the weight we didn't know we carried with us. From the mind to the marrow, it's a natural kiss, healing all the places that the doctors sometimes miss. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis. It's the hush in the heartbeat when the worry runs wild, the comfort of a lullaby you knew as a child. It's the breath you forgot when the world felt tight, a lantern in the dark turning fear into light. It's the friend at the table when the hunger is gone, the rhythm in your bones when you're trying to stay strong. It's the easing of the edges when the day's been rough, a reminder from the earth you've already done enough. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis, lifting up the weight we didn't know we carried with us. From the mind to the marrow, it's a natural kiss, healing all the places that the doctors sometimes miss. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis. It's the spark in the spirit when the hope runs thin, a quiet little doorway where the light walks in. It's the soft-spoken promise that you're not alone, a remedy that feels like coming back home. So here's to the growers and the seekers of peace, to the ones who found relief where the noise could cease. May the world keep learning what the wise folks knew. Sometimes the smallest seed can carry you through. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis, lifting up the weight we didn't know we carried with us. From the mind to the marrow, it's a natural kiss, healing all the places that the doctors sometimes miss. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis. Oh, the surprising power of cannabis.
Another interesting aspect of rescheduling is how it doesn't really affect states where there are no abilities to sell medical cannabis or recreational cannabis. There's a handful of states who do not have any type of legal cannabis. Indiana, the state I am from, is one of those states. I tell people if it's noon in California and 3 o'clock in New York, that means it's 1955 in Indiana. The states around Indiana, the states of Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, and Kentucky, they all have some form of legal cannabis. So that means many residents from the state of Indiana drive out of Indiana, taking their dollars with them to the other states to spend in those states to purchase cannabis products and bring them back to Indiana. You would think that really greedy politicians would see the benefit of at least legalizing it for the aspect of getting money put into the state and maybe even into their own pockets. Indiana television station WISH-TV did a report on rescheduling the week that it occurred.
Our Ella Rhodes has been looking into the potential impact here in the state of Indiana, and she joins us now live from the Indiana State House.
And Ella, medical marijuana is still illegal here in Indiana, so does it really have an impact at all on us?
As of right now, it does not have any impact here in Indiana in our state, but the reclassification of medical marijuana on the federal level does send a strong message to the state legislature here to show them where President Trump stands on the subject, and it really opens the door for future conversations if the state legislature chooses to make medical marijuana legal.
Few steps closer to the possibility of legal medical marijuana. Veteran Jeff Staker spent the last 10 years fighting for it.
I was prescribed oxycodone through the VA for nearly 10 years, and I was running the risk of accidentally overdosing. A lot of veterans that are within the pain management clinic are taking some sort of narcotic, and they would like to, have this choice of taking a plant-based medicine.
The federal government's decision to reclassify the drug from Schedule 1, a high abuse, no medical benefit category with drugs like heroin, to Schedule 3, with prescription Tylenol medicine helps his argument.
Now, there's only 10 more states that are remaining for medical, and Indiana is one of them. And I'm hoping that the governor will give us a chance to get in his office and have this discussion with him.
The Indiana Pharmacy Association clarified the order makes no immediate change in the state.
Or what's new is that state licensed medical marijuana was never scheduled or permitted under federal law. And so what this essentially does is permits those that prescribe or dispense medical marijuana in states that license that activity to get a registration with the federal government to do those activities.
Another interesting aspect of the rescheduling is what's happening in Texas. Texas has a flower ban, and jeepers, the rescheduling could have a big impact on what's happening in the big state of Texas. Texas Fox Local News filed this report.
Steve, medical marijuana in Texas is becoming more accessible with the expansion of the compassionate use program and now with the action by the federal government. People in the cannabis industry says that it will be a help for them and also the consumer. As you mentioned this morning, Todd Blanche, the acting attorney general, signed that order reclassifying medical marijuana, state licensed medical marijuana, as a less dangerous drug, moving it from a Schedule 1 drug reserved for drugs without medical use to a less strictly regulated Schedule 3. The move allows for more marijuana research and lets state licensed businesses claim federal tax breaks. The change comes as Texas is expanding its medical marijuana program. Satellite dispensaries like one in Plano are starting to pop up in North Texas and around the state. New Texas laws added qualifying conditions and increased medical marijuana distributors. I talked to Nico Richardson. He is the CEO for Texas Original, the largest medical marijuana provider in the state. He says today's order helps clarify a legal gray area.
The big one for patients is that consumers of medical cannabis were always straddling this bifurcation of state and federal law, where within the state they were operating legally and they were consuming their medicine legally within the state law, but technically from a federal standpoint they were consuming a Schedule 1 narcotic, and the federal government did not recognize that. And so there was some inherent liability that sat with patients during that time period.
With the action today and the expansion of the Teacup program, do you think Texas is moving in the right direction when it comes to accessibility for those who meet the requirements for medical marijuana.
It took a long time for Texas to really open up their medical program to serve the broad number of Texans that could actually benefit from it. And essentially within a 7-month period, the federal government stepped in and corroborated that standpoint.
And rescheduling has also ruffled a few feathers in different states, like Tennessee. Tennessee hopes to enact legislation that makes it so no matter what the federal government does, it does not have an impact on the state, because they think that state rights should supersede federal rights, and they're going to make certain of that when it comes to cannabis. This report from Nashville, News Channel 5, goes further into detail.
The federal government is considering easing restrictions on marijuana, but Tennessee lawmakers, they're moving in a much different direction. A bill heading to the governor's desk would actually block Tennessee from automatically loosening its cannabis laws if the federal government does so. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. State Capitol reporter Tori Gessner explains how the legislation took a turn.
It started with a question. Is Tennessee ready for medical marijuana? The bill would have launched a study to find that answer. A sign Tennessee's Republican supermajority, which has long snuffed out any chance of cannabis legalization, could be shifting their stance. It comes after the Trump administration announced plans to reschedule marijuana to a less serious drug.
The federal government has realized that they've been in the way for a long time. And I would say within the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to see a framework set up here in Tennessee.
But an amendment to that bill could cloud the path forward.
We do not want this to be the Wild West, and this to help deal with that issue.
The new, rewritten version of the bill would block marijuana laws from automatically changing in Tennessee if they change at the federal level.
If the federal government legalizes medical or recreational use of marijuana, would this stop the state from being able to offer citizens the ability to access marijuana once it becomes legal?
It would till the state acts.
The sponsor says Tennessee has done this in the past with other drugs, including Phenergan cough syrup with codeine, arguing the General Assembly should have the final say. Opponents argue it could slow the path toward legalizing medical marijuana in the state or light it up altogether.
Well, the impact of rescheduling is also playing out in the states around the United States in a different way. You know, some states have recreational, some have recreational medical, some have zero legal cannabis in their states. And so it's interesting to see how it's playing out around the United States. Take, for example, in Utah. Here's a Fox Utah report that you might find of interest.
The Trump administration's decision hits at a time when a new public opinion poll finds growing support for medical cannabis in Utah and even support for recreational marijuana.
He was diagnosed autistic at 24 months. He was nonverbal and self-harming, and he really struggled with sleep.
Nanette Berezhny is the mother of an 8-year-old who uses medical cannabis. She says it's changed her son's life for the better.
Since cannabis, he has developed language skills, communication. He sleeps through the night. He knows his emotions. He has a much better quality of life. He's in a neurotypical second grade classroom.
She's happy to see the Trump administration move to make medical cannabis a Schedule III drug, hoping it leads to lower prices and better access for qualifying patients.
For 55 years, the U.S. government said that cannabis had no medicinal value whatsoever. Today, they changed that. That's huge.
A new poll commissioned by medical cannabis advocates finds 66% of Utah voters now support it.
They'd like to see more access for qualified patients. That's great, because that's what we've been advocating for.
Keep Utah Medical paid for the survey. Since voters legalized medical cannabis in 2018, Utah's legislature has implemented a highly regulated program.
Let's allow patients to access medical cannabis, and let's ease some of those restrictions.
The poll also finds 52% of Utah voters would now support recreational marijuana here.
And our theory is that the more restrictions we put on access to medical cannabis, the more support grows for adult use cannabis in our state.
That could be a warning to the Utah State Legislature. Every year, lawmakers pass tweaks to Utah's medical cannabis program. In response to the Trump administration's announcement, one social conservative group which opposes medical cannabis tells me it's terrible news. One lawmaker tells me it will likely help cannabis businesses get federal tax breaks, but it remains a Schedule I drug and it's taxed at a state level unless the feds dictate otherwise.
I would love to see a broadly expanded medical program.
Of course, any changes to Utah's medical cannabis program do require approval of the legislature. Every year they do take up a bill, and you can expect them to have another one in the upcoming legislative session.
They slipped along the cracks of a holiday night. Just a handful in the chamber, out of mind, out of sight. While the headlines slept silent, truth was thin as a dime. They rewrote the future in the margins of time. And slinger stories lit the fear like a fuse. Big business in the shadows had too much to lose. Hemp was rising like a phoenix with $1 billion glow. So they buried the harvest where the people wouldn't know. Turning good people into criminals, breaking strong families with minimal proof at all, writing bad laws like a hymn of the cynical, calling it order while the damage grows visible. Turning good people into criminals, and we've all paid the price. Popular mechanics said that hemp was the key. 25,000 users, jobs from sea to sea. Factories humming, farmers ready to sow. But the ink on the tax act made it a no-go. They outlawed the future where the fountain pen swipe. Turned medicine into menace where the headlines hype. Locked hope in a cellar with the truth and the facts. While the nation lost decades, it could never get back. Turning good people into criminals, breaking strong families with minimal proof at all, writing bad laws like a hymn of the cynical, calling it order while the damage grows visible. Turning good people into criminals, and we've all paid the price. Mothers lost sons over grams in their genes. Life dreams derailed early in their late teens. A record for a moment that should never have been. A lifetime, a door slammed for a non-violent sin. But the truth keeps rising like a precision drum roll, with a chorus of the people with a rock and roll soul. We're done with the damage, we're done with the lies. It's time to bring the healing back to our lives. Turning good people into criminals, breaking strong families with minimal proof at all, writing bad laws like a hymn of the cynical, calling it order while the damage grows visible. Turning good people into criminals, bringing strong families with minimal proof at all, writing bad laws like a hymn of Headlines hit the sidewalk, hear the old walls crack. Said the plan we were fearing might be calling us back. From a dusty file mark, never know, no way. And they're changing the number, letting science have its say. It ain't a miracle moment, it ain't overnight, but the future just flickered on a little more light. 50 years of stigma, red tape tied in knots. Now the lab goes talking about the data that we got. Doctors leaning forward saying maybe it's time, when medicine's been waiting on the wrong side of the line. No free fall confetti, no cross-country plane, but the rhythm's starting to move in a smarter refrain. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, deep in the ground where the truth still grows, grows. No more borrowing pain, no more swallowing sorrow. When the answer's been here all along, you know. Sing it out, let the old rules fall, watch the green rise through the cracks in the wall. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, and the future's calling all of us home. And now the paperwork's moving with a faster beat, from the halls of justice to the clinic seats. Schedule 1 to 3 don't sound like a song, but it means real medicine can finally belong. Coding down the hallway, steroids next door. Funny how the plant took the longest walk to the floor. Researchers used to whisper like it's something taboo. Now they're speaking in the open, saying look what it can do. Less permission slips, fewer lockdown doors. Still need better flowers than the ones from before. Progress don't sprint, it learns how to groove. Every study saying yeah, this thing can help people too. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, deep in the ground where the truth still grows, grows. No more borrowing pain, no more swallowing sorrow. When the answer's been here all along, you know. Sing it out, let the old rules fall, watch the green rise through the cracks in the wall. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, and the future's calling all of us home. Down on Main Street, shells with the hemp leaf sign. CBD for the body, peace of mind for the mind. Calm for the pets, rest for the pain. Nature doing what nature's done again and again. Not the lab-made shortcuts, not the chemical tricks, just honest grown medicine finally getting its fix. From the farm row swaying to the doctor's advice, this ain't left or right, it's just science being nice. You don't have to be a rebel, don't have to be brave, just let common sense finally have its day. So dance if you're hopeful, hum if you're unsure. These roots grow strong when the ground's secure. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, deep in the ground where the truth still grows, grows. No more borrowing pain, no more swallowing sorrow. When the answer's been here all along, you know. Sing it out, let the old rules fall, watch the green rise through the cracks in the wall. We're planting our roots for tomorrow, tomorrow, and the future's calling. Yeah, the future's calling us home.
I think one of the most exciting states to be looking at is Arizona. They seem to be embracing the rescheduling, and they're going to do what they can to make the cannabis market be a healthy, happy, growing market. Here's a Fox News report from Arizona talking about that.
Fox 10's Jacob Luthi is live tonight in Phoenix with more. Jacob.
Yeah, Christina, John, look, this has been on President Trump's priorities for quite a while now. Actually, back in December, he signed an executive order asking the Attorney General to reschedule medical marijuana from Class 1 to Class 3 in hopes, as you mentioned, to expand that research. Well, the dispensary owners that I spoke to today says that today marks a positive step in that process.
April 23rd is a historic day. There'll be more avenues for people to access medical marijuana in different formats, be it gels, be it pain relief from capsules, be it tinctures, things that were before stigmatized.
And Fox News also made it a point to drop in to see what's going on in Colorado, a state where they have medical and recreational cannabis legal, even though the rescheduling only has an impact on the federal level on medical cannabis. It's interesting to see how Colorado is reacting to this.
Also says this will ease federal tax burdens for dispensaries who sell medical marijuana. For businesses that sell both recreational and medical, it could complicate things.
Now, one of the issues is going to be when there is a dispensary that has recreational and medical marijuana, because this didn't touch recreational marijuana. So that's going to be an issue, and I expect the IRS would probably issue some guidance on that.
And Jeepers, he's right. And not only is the IRS going to be checking it out, but, the tax breaks could be of real benefit to business owners and maybe even might be a hindrance. It depends on how the IRS and their rescheduling gets this reorganized. New Mexico is facing this because they've got some businesses there that are certainly focused on how the tax changes are going to be made. Here's a report from Fox News.
But also, this is that have no inherent medical value.
A massive change in how the federal government categorizes medical marijuana leaves many questions, but could also lead to many opportunities for the business in New Mexico.
So it's a win-win, not just for us, but for the state of New Mexico and cannabis consumers alike.
Veritas Cannabis has 6 New Mexico locations, and the CFO says the change could lead to lower taxes, lower prices, and more jobs.
It's going to just continue having positive momentum. And, so there's bigger and bigger things to come. I mean, the cannabis is a $42 billion industry.
But experts say it opens the door to other changes one day.
But also, this is the start of potentially having interstate commerce where New Mexico cannabis could be exported to other states.
Fox News continued its report by going to Maryland to check out how the rescheduling is going to impact that state.
It gives a pathway to acceptability. It opens up more research. And then collectively, we can start to drill down and fine tune which types of cannabis products are effective for which types of health conditions.
The patients are the real winners this week.
Joe Andre is the CEO of Culta here in Maryland and says this could ease the tax burden on dispensaries and give producers more opportunities to do research themselves, which has been too costly before.
And I think most of us have been dying to play around and be creative and try to do these things, but it's had seriously diminishing returns.
In a statement to WJZ, Republican Congressman Andy Harris called the move bad policy. He said in part the argument that medical marijuana is not harmful and non-addictive is false. Andre says by reclassifying the drug, he hopes it reduces the stigma around cannabis products.
And according to the Fox report, Missouri is even opening up their arms to this rescheduling, and they are rather excited about it as well. Check it out.
I'm here at Swade in Overland, where the owner says that this federal change could be a game changer, opening doors for financial relief and medical research. Local dispensaries say the federal change will allow better access for patients who rely on medical marijuana every day. Inside Swade Dispensary, it's business as usual, but behind the counter, there's a new sense of momentum. For the first time in decades, the federal government is easing its stance, reclassifying state-licensed medical marijuana. That means cannabis is no longer grouped with drugs like heroin, and instead recognized as having acceptable medical use. Kevin Riggs, the CEO and co-founder of Belief Medical, says this is something the industry has been waiting for a long time.
Today was an immediate directive from the administration to offer relief to those people in the medical marijuana industry by rescheduling from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. What that allows us to do is to remove unfair tax burdens that are put on top of the cannabis industry that nobody else in business has to face.
The shift won't legalize marijuana federally, but it will change how it's regulated. For businesses like Suede, it could mean major tax relief, allowing them to deduct expenses for the first time.
That will be a direct benefit to the consumers. We'll be able to pass along those savings.
Well, I can see by the clock on the wall that it is 4:19, which means in just about a minute, I'm going to be on a happy break. Don't forget, you can visit timeforhemp.news and get all kinds of free music downloads and audio podcasts that you can add to your playlist and share with your friends. Lots of video podcasts we put up there every week and do a video. Sometimes we put up two. And we got a blog post that you might want to stop by and read. And if you find anything in there of interest, even share it with your friends. That's timeforhemp.news. And I want to thank you for tuning in to the big broadcast. Please share us with your friends. That's how we get found around on the internet, while we stay busy trying to let the whole world know just how important it is to take time for hemp.
Yeah. Oh, we know what it is, you know, for me saying now it's time for hemp. Yeah. It's time for hemp. Oh yeah, it's time for hemp. Oh yeah, it's time for hemp. Oh yeah, it's time for hemp. Yo. Look at all that money. Yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Well, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Yo, throughout Earth's history, hemp has been used, no mystery. Hemp was legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your facts as the founding fathers make sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally, think of all its uses. It's money that's well spent right now, no excuses. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be. Fuel and food and clothes and soap, housing, cars, yeah. Come! Henry Ford built a car out of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed with balanced farming as it's meant. Right now, it's time for hemp. Hemp is a true necessity for the wealth and protection of this country. Thomas Jefferson spoke those words. He knew the value of these herds. It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to make a strong stand. Yes, we can. I know we can. We can make a difference. Yes, we can. Just like birds of a feather, we can work together and lift the hemp ban. Look at all that money. Yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for him. Oh yeah, it's time for hemp. Oh yeah, it's time for hemp.